In a bustling city filled with towering skyscrapers and endless traffic, there lived a businessman named Thomas. Thomas worked diligently and tirelessly, always striving for success. Each day, he carried the weight of his work home with him, unable to separate himself from the problems that haunted him at the office. Thomas's mind was a whirlwind of anxieties and stress, leaving him no room to clear his head and relax. His conversations with his family revolved around work, and he grew increasingly frustrated when they didn't agree with him or understand the intricacies of his professional world. Thomas's inability to see beyond his own perspective led him to compare his family to himself, often belittling their accomplishments and diminishing their feelings. The energy that Thomas radiated was palpable, and his children, sensing their father's distress, grew anxious and afraid in his presence. They began to avoid him, retreating to their rooms or finding excuses to be elsewhere. As the years went by, the relationship between Thomas and his family only grew wider, and the wounds he had inflicted deepened, causing lasting trauma and anxiety for his wife and children. When Thomas turned 50, he looked back on his life with a mixture of regret and sorrow. His children, now grown and distant, had built their own lives, far from the shadows of their father's discontent. He resented them for not understanding the immense stress he had to go through to provide for his family. Thomas felt that they should have been more appreciative of his sacrifices, and he couldn't comprehend why they were so distant. In his mind, he perceived himself as a victim, someone who had given his all for the well-being of his family, only to be met with a cold and ungrateful response. As time went by, Thomas began to feel a growing sense of unease, as if something wasn't quite right with the narrative he had constructed in his mind. The more he thought about it, the more he realized that perhaps the problem was not with his wife and children, but with himself. He started to see that his constant stress and inability to separate work from his personal life had taken a toll on his family, pushing them away rather than drawing them closer. This realization marked the beginning of a transformation for Thomas. Determined to make a change, he took a hard look at his life and decided it was time to shift his mindset. He said to himself, "I am responsible for managing my stress levels, my mental health, and my overall well-being, not my wife and not my kids." Thomas decided to disconnect from the constant stream of news and information on his phone, choosing instead to be fully present with his loved ones. He realized that constantly watching the news and absorbing anxiety-provoking content was taking a significant toll on his mental and emotional well-being. Thomas recognized that the news media often fed off the fear of viewers, sensationalizing stories and amplifying negative events to capture attention and boost ratings. This relentless exposure to negativity left him feeling perpetually anxious, fearful, and pessimistic about the world around him. In truth, the world was not as scary as it appeared on screen. There were countless acts of kindness, compassion, and positive change happening every day. But these stories often went unnoticed amidst the noise and drama of the headlines. With this newfound perspective of the world, Thomas began to gain a deeper appreciation for the simple moments in life. As Thomas disconnected from his phone and the negative influences it brought, he noticed a significant change in his demeanor. He felt lighter and more at ease, able to appreciate the beauty and goodness in the world that had previously been obscured by the constant barrage of negative news. This newfound sense of peace and optimism had a profound impact on his relationships, as he became a more loving, patient, and supportive presence in the lives of his family members. Thomas soon discovered the power of truly listening to others. He realized that genuine communication meant allowing people to express their feelings without judgment or comparison. Thomas learned to give his undivided attention to his family members, encouraging them to share their thoughts, experiences, and emotions. As he practiced his newfound skill, he found that it not only strengthened his relationships, but also enriched his understanding of the world and the people he cared about. Thomas also began to embrace the power of being present. He realized that his constant preoccupation with work had robbed him of countless opportunities to enjoy life's simple pleasures with his wife and kids. By simply being present, Thomas noticed his relationship with his wife deepening and their love for each other growing stronger. By truly listening to her and being present in their shared moments, Thomas was able to forge a more profound connection with his wife, based on understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. This newfound closeness not only brought them closer as a couple, but also created a nurturing and supportive environment within their home. fostering a sense of unity and harmony among all members of the family. Over time, Thomas's newfound perspective and approach to life began to transform the atmosphere within their home. Dinner conversations, once filled with tension, disrespect, and dominated by work-related topics, became lively and engaging as Thomas encouraged his family to share their thoughts, dreams, and experiences. He learned to value the unique perspectives of his wife and children, celebrating their achievements and supporting them through their challenges. By the time Thomas's grandchildren came along, he was a changed man. He cherished every moment spent with them, showering them with love and affection. The dinner table became a place for storytelling and laughter, as Thomas listened intently to his grandchildren's tales of adventure and discovery. With enthusiastic and positive energy, he taught them about the wonders of life, the importance of kindness and compassion, and the value of living in the present moment. Thomas made sure that his grandchildren never felt the same anxiety and fear that plagued his own children. Instead, he fostered an environment of love, understanding, and open communication, ensuring that they felt safe and supported in their growth and exploration of the world around them. In the end, Thomas's transformation allowed him to live a fulfilling life, not only with his wife and grandchildren, but with his children as well. Over time, Thomas's children began to see their father gradually change, naturally encouraging them to want to reconnect with him. Slowly, they started to heal from the trauma and anxiety Thomas had caused them in the past, finding solace in the renewed relationship with their father. Although Thomas could not turn back time, he used the remaining part of his life to create a safe and supportive environment for his family. His story serves as a reminder that it's never too late to change one's path, and that the most significant legacy we can leave behind is the love, understanding, and connection we share with those around us. In the twilight of his life, Thomas came to understand that the true measure of a person is not the wealth they amass, the accolades they receive, or the professional success they achieve, but rather the love they give, the lives they touch, and the lasting impact they leave on the hearts of those they encounter along the way. And so, as Thomas continued to embrace each moment with his family, leaving behind the stress and worries that had once consumed him, he learned that the most valuable treasure he could ever possess was right there with him: his loving wife, his children, and his adoring grandchildren. They were living proof that even in the vastness of the universe, the smallest acts of love and kindness can make an immense difference, echoing through time and touching the lives of generations yet to come. We hope you found this video comforting and left you feeling hopeful. If so, we kindly invite you to express your appreciation by liking the video and sharing your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below. If you know someone who might benefit from watching this video, we warmly encourage you to share it with them. For those of you embarking on your own pursuit of happiness, consider subscribing to our channel, as our content is designed to support and accompany you on your journey.